and welcome to TalkRx with Dr. Neha. Today I have a special guest, Anne, and Anne is become a friend of mine. And when I come to San Diego, she's my body worker, so she helps give me massage and keeps me sane and connected to my body, so thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, and welcome to a different arena, which is, what'd you say?
I said it's an honor to work with you.
Thank you, and I was so excited when you said that you would come and work in the communication realm with me.
Yes.
So tell me, what communication question do you have, or what have you been thinking about?
I've been thinking about, I've been in a long-term relationship for over 28 years, and it has just come to an end.
Wow. Sorry.
And it's been very painful.
Yeah.
And yet very necessary.
Yeah.
And my question is how is it that I have communication with that individual, with my ex-husband, or a partner, a friendship, or a lover, or it could be a variety of scenarios, but a long-term invested relationship.
Yeah.
When one is feeling pain, anxiety, anger, amongst other feelings that are intertwined there, and speaking with that individual and grounding yourself and clearing yourself so that you can clearly communicate in that conversation without being unshelved, so to speak.
All right, so this is a big one. This is, first of all, I want to say I'm sorry, certainly, and it sounds like you have worked through the part of that was the devastation and the big heartbreak, and you've come to the place of this was necessary.
Yes.
So even though you're disappointed, I can hear that you can hold how important this was, and it's the right path for your future. Right?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
And that doesn't mean that there isn't a family of emotions. Right? You just said it feels painful, angry, anxiety, fearful. How do you hold this family of emotions? Right? Yes. And so it's a great question because you work with the physical body, right? And I know you have practices. You know, whenever I come down and I'm almost going to do my massage, you're busy stretching and doing all your rituals, right?
Yes.
To ground yourself so you can give.
Yes, and be present in the moment.
Yes. And there's this way that with this experience, it doesn't feel that way for you, that it's now on an emotional realm and you feel less grounded.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Now, first of all, so a couple things. Let's talk a little bit. Anger is not anger. Anger is a mask emotion that's covering up pain or fear or both. So which one do you think it's covering up for you? Like anger kind of expresses either pain or fear or both.
Probably more pain and some fear. Yes, both.
Both.
But I would say pain, but also fear is definitely a component in there for me.
Okay. And what would you be afraid
of? I left a relationship that was verbally inappropriate, verbally and also became physically inappropriate and hurtful. So it's a place where those emotions resurface.
So you're talking about your actual safety.
Yes, safety.
You're talking about like at a core level that you don't trust that you're safe. So what happens is if there's ever been a time where you have feared for your safety, when you are in a room or in a conversation, your biology will take over and protect you.
Yes.
Now, there's good news to that. there's good news. Your body everything's working good there. Because it remembers that there was danger here.
Right.
And it's saying, brace. So there's the anxiety. There's the how do I trust myself, right, in order to handle this situation, even if there's no imminent threat of danger.
Yes.
So I want you to allow that to be, befriend your body for that, which is, wow, thank you for reminding me. I know that you got me covered. You're going to make sure I'm safe. And now I'm moving into trusting myself here. Now it's time to have a conversation. I don't need to protect myself anymore in the sense of physical threat. Is that true? You're now moving into having needing to have conversations.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
But you're not currently in physical threat.
No.
Okay.
No.
Because I want to make sure anyone who's watching knows that if you are ever in the face of feeling physically threatened or not safe, that is not the time to start coming up with clear communication. That is the time to remove yourself from that situation.
Yes.
So it sounds like you've removed yourself from that.
Absolutely, yes.
But when you are in the presence of your ex, there's a part of you that fear is very present.
Some of the history resurfaces.
Yeah.
Yes, it's kind of like it's like this memory chip. That as much as I want to keep it at bay, it's a history that resurfaces.
Yeah.
And so, and I am, in a much safer, absolutely, and more trusting place.
Yeah.
But when I come into the realm and contact, that history does resurface. And so I think that's the component that I would like to address with you.
Great. So I'm going to grab my book here.
Okay.
And how about if we go through an exercise? In chapter 15, I have an exercise on anxiety, right? And let's try it. Let's see how this works.
Okay.
Okay. So I call this navigating anxiety, and it's called the Back from the Future tool.
Back from the future tool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because anxiety is usually about worrying about something. What if this happened? What if this happened? What if this happened?
What if it? Yes.
What if, right?
The future.
And now what we're going to do is we're going to bring you back from the future, okay? So we want you to put your legs down, and this is what you teach me.
Yes.
Take a nice deep grounding breath, soft belly breath in and out, right? And name the fearful story in your head. What if what I'm most afraid of is, or what if what happens? So what would you be afraid of in that moment?
What if, in the moment of fear, what if there's screaming?
What if this gets out of control?
Yeah. What if there's screaming?
What if I can't handle it?
What if I can't handle it? What if I just shut down?
What if I'm paralyzed?
Yes.
Right?
The feeling of being paralyzed.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about in the future? What are you worried about? What if what?
What am I worried about the future? Is reconnecting in a relationship. Maybe having a new relationship in my life.
What if I'm not gonna? What if I'm never gonna have another relationship again?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now sit with that, because that's gonna bring up some physical sensations in your body. So you just keep breathing. Let your shoulders down. Let gravity do its job. Yeah. Great. Now we're gonna expand your perspective. Okay. So let's start with the relationship, right? Is what you're afraid of true in this moment? Are you not capable of having a relationship?
No.
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 And
I am very capable.
you are very capable, right? And right here, right now, do you know that there is like a part of you that if somebody starts raising their voice or starts having trouble, and starts escalating and you start to feel anxious, right? What are some things that you could do if that was happening?
I can take deep breaths and breathe in and out to manage myself and actually and separate myself a little bit.
Yeah,
and
you could even physically
remove myself.
You could.
And or even say, this is not a good time to address this, and maybe we'll revisit it at another time.
You got it. You could hit the pause button, right?
Yeah.
There's other ways too, which is like you could listen to what's happening and listen to that person. Wow, I hear how angry and upset you are. Now, never do that if you're feeling physically threatened. But if it's just you in a conversation, someone's getting upset, wow, I must have misunderstood. Help me understand what I'm not getting. You become curious and you ask them to help you understand better.
Yes.
Okay? So now it's time to reprogram your thinking. Step 4. Now, turn around your fear and ask yourself, what's the opposite of these fears? So tell me, if you could turn them around, what would you say? What would you say about you in relationship?
Well, be courage and connectivity and nurturing and sharing and embracing and supporting.
Okay, so here we go. I am courageous, nurturing, supporting, all of those things. I am that way in relationship, and I cannot wait to apply what I've learned in this relationship about myself, about being in relationship, to my next relationship. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I am, yes.
And the deal is, what if you were resourceful, even amidst anger and somebody escalating, right? How would you word that? You would say something like, when I'm in a situation where I feel unsafe, I trust myself to be resourceful and make choices that are good for me.
When I'm in a situation where I feel unsafe, I will be resourceful and do what is best for me.
Right?
Yes.
Can you feel it?
Yes.
Because I can see you.
Be best for myself.
Yes.
Yes.
And I know you. You're quite nurturing, and so this is about that importance of making you first.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And that is, I think, a big component for me within my marriage and my family nest.
Yep.
It's just human nature for me to care for my children and care for the nest and the family as the whole unit.
Yep.
And often have them come first before myself and their needs.
Yeah.
So,
and now your kids are grown.
Yes.
And this is that opportunity for you to say, what if I did it differently? What if I could love me and love them? How amazing would that be?
That would be wonderful. And it is wonderful.
So trust yourself by asking. This is the last question.
Okay.
What would self-trust and courage do now?
Oh, give me the confidence and to step into maybe the confidence to step into my fears with confidence and know that I can.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
I can move forward with my life.
You can.
Say yes.
And you're going to have love again.
That.
Absolutely. And you're going to start by loving you.
That. Yes.
Yes?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so amazing. So what we just did was the Back from the Future tool. It's on page 194 in chapter 15 of TalkRx. And really, I just want to say, do you feel the shift?
Yes, I do. I feel the shift, and I feel that it's shifting. It's really shifting me to really begin, and not begin, but continue to work on me.
Yeah.
And that's a journey. That takes some shifting. That takes work, because when we're in this constant cycle for long periods of time in our lives, that we're caring for the nest that I'm caring for the nest, and I'm caring for my beautiful children, and the house and the husband and everything as best as I possibly can. Yeah. That you do give up a big part of yourself.
Who gives up a big part?
I gave up a big part of myself. I gave up a big
And
part
I'm
of
not
myself.
laughing like, ha ha. I'm
No.
like, wow, there's something really amazing to the ownership of I gave up a big part of myself.
Yes.
And the other thing is, I know it's a work and it's a hard journey to work on yourself. I can't think of better work to be doing. You know?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So for
Especially
all of you, what'd you say?
Especially now.
Especially now. So thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
And for
Thank
any
you,
of
Neha.
you that are struggling with the end of a relationship, or if you find yourself with, putting other people ahead of yourself and wondering why you feel so resentful in the end, it's time to just take a look at how emotions show up for you. What do they mean? How can you get really clear and ask yourself the questions that get to the root of your anxiety, your anger, your tears, whatever they are, so that you can now feel the shift that is of confidence and ask yourself, what would courage and self-trust do now? Thanks for joining us, and until next week.